Hello students, welcome back to Vision e-learning classes. So we will continue our first chapter. The next topic for this chapter is health determinants. So what is determinants? Determinants are the factors affecting. So what are the different factors which is affecting our health? So there is a quick mnemonic for this. Eager eagles easily spot clever owls hunting green grass. Okay, here E stands for economic. Again, the next E stands for education. The third E stands for environment. S stands for social support. C stands for culture. O stands for occupation. H stands for health services. G stands for gender. And again, the second G stands for genetics. Okay, so these are the health determinants affecting the health of an individual. And the mnemonic is eager eagles easily spot clever owls hunting green grass. So let us see or let us discuss all these factors. First is the environment. How does the environment affect our health? So, our living conditions, physical setting, air water quality, or the climate. If our water will be contaminated, we will be suffering from waterborne diseases. Okay, if there will be pollution in the environment, okay, there will be air pollution, we will be suffering from different respiratory diseases. If we'll be living in unhygienic conditions, we'll be getting some other diseases, we'll be getting TB, okay, tuberculosis, and these are some of the examples of environmental factors. The second factor is education. How do you think education will affect health? So if a person will be having good literacy, good skill development, good knowledge about the health, okay, good knowledge about the nutrition, meals, okay, then again this education will be affecting our health. Then comes the occupation. So basically it refers to the working conditions, job securities, income exposure to hazards. For example, if a person is working in factories, okay, then mainly what happens in industrial areas, the population will be getting affected by the climate, okay, and they will be suffering from different respiratory diseases. And in some factories there can be falls, okay, there can be falls of some goods, okay, then there will be like access to the injury. Then we have the social support as another health determinant. So the relationships with the family, friends, community networks, these are also important. How? If we'll be having good communication, good friends, then our mental health will be supported. We will be less suffering from the depression, okay, anxiety. The culture. How does the culture affect? So it includes customs, traditions, beliefs, values, language, and identities. So what happens in some culture, like the newborn, they are provided with gutti. Okay, you know what is gutti? Like honey, they will be given. So is it okay or is it good for the newborn's health? No. So this is how the culture affects the health of an individual. Then the genetics. So it includes biological traits, inherited factors, and predisposition to the conditions. So there are certain diseases which are inherited, okay, from one generation to the another generation. There will be some vertical transmissions. Okay, there are some horizontal transmissions. So all the genetic disorders, we can see like a genetic determinant as a factor for affecting the health. Then the health services. How the health services affect? So it includes access to the quality care, prevention, treatment, and health insurance. If we are having good health services easily accessible nearby to our places, we'll be having good health. Okay. Then the gender. So there are specific diseases which affect only females, or there are some diseases which affect only males. For example, females are more prone to osteoarthritis after menopause, okay, and males are more prone to cardiovascular problems in the later stages. Then some policies or inequalities which comes under social determinant. So these are some of the determinants or the factors which affect directly or indirectly to the health, environment, education, economics, occupation, social support, culture, genetics, health services, gender, and social networks. Moving further, we have seen what is health, what are the dimensions of health, what are the determinants of health. So we should also know what is disease. Before going deep into the community health nursing, we should be aware about what is disease. So the concept of disease, it basically refers to the abnormal condition or disorder, okay, that affects the normal structure or function of an organism, which is causing sign and symptom. So disease is an abnormal condition or it is an disorder which is affecting the normal structure of an individual or the function of an organism, and further it is causing some sign and symptoms. So diseases can result from various factors. It can be genetic abnormalities, it can be infections, it can be environmental exposure, and it can be lifestyle choices. Coming to the natural history of disease. What is natural history of disease? So it is the progress of disease process in a person over a time in the absence of intervention. Whenever the person is suffering from a disease and he or she is not given any management or intervention, till that the progression over a time in the person, it is known as natural history of the disease. It is the process from occurrence of the disease to the disability or recovery or death without any intervention. It is known as the natural history of disease. Okay. So there are some disease causing theories, and those are, first one is the germ theory. Then there is a epidemiological triad. Now, there is an update in epidemiological triad, which is also known as epidemiological tetrad. One more component is added. Okay. Then we have web of causation. And one theory we have is the wheels theory. So we will see one by one all these theories. The first one is the germ theory of disease. So basically, this is the theory which is currently accepted according to the scientific matters. So what does this theory says? It says the microorganisms, they are known as pathogens or germs. Okay, and these pathogens or germs, they are leading to the disease. The reproduction of these pathogens or germs in a host or within a host, they are responsible for the disease. The germs are growing and reproducing in the host and they are causing the disease. So the basic concept behind the germ theory is the pathogens or germs which are causing the disease. The second theory, which is the epidemiological triad. What are the three components of epidemiological triad? First is the environment. Environment is affecting the health. The second is the host. And the third is the agent. So we will see what these three things are. I have already told you in the introduction that epidemiological triad has been updated in the epidemiological tetrad. And what is the fourth component added? It is the time, the duration. So the three things are already same according to the triad, but the one component which is added in tetrad is the time. So what is this? There is a host, there is an agent, there is environment, and the fourth thing is the time. So what is agent? Agent is the primary cause of the disease. Okay, it can be a virus, it can be a bacteria, it can be a parasite, or it can be any chemicals. The second host. The second component is the host. So host can be a susceptible human or animal which is having the disease and which can be influenced by some intrinsic factors like age, immunity, genetics, and lifestyle. So it can be a susceptible human or an animal in which the disease is happening. The third is the environment. Environment can be the external things, like it can be physical, it can be biological, it can be socioeconomic factors, which brings the agent and host together and which allow the agent to thrive. Okay. And what is this? It includes climate, it includes sanitation, it includes housing and vector habitats. And the fourth component, according to epidemiological tetrad, is the time. It is the temporal element which describes the incubation period, the duration of the illness, and the speed and lifespan of the outbreak or pathogen. Okay. So these are the four components of the epidemiological tetrad. The next theory is web of causation theory. So who has given this theory? It is given by McMahon and Pugh. So what is the main concept behind this web of causation theory? It focuses on number of reasons. It says there is not only one particular reason which is causing a disease, but it is a web. Like a spider creates a web, so it is a web. A disease is a web of reasons. Each factor have their own relative importance for causing that disease, and all factors are interacted. Have you seen the web of a spider? All the strands of the web, it is interconnected. So like this, the web of causation theory says there are number of reasons for causing disease, and those all reasons are interconnected. You can see one example for web of causation theory. So for causing coronary heart disease, there are many factors, like there are some biological factors, age, sex, genetic predisposition, and the poverty or low income, unemployment, low education level, high cholesterol, diabetes. Okay. And there are some lifestyle or behavioral factors. For example, the patient is not having good physical activity. He or she is having the habit of cigarette smoking, excessive alcohol diet, unhealthy diet, diabetes, chronic stress, and the physical environments like air pollution. So not only the age, or not only the cigarette smoking, or not only diabetes, it is causing the coronary heart disease, but all these factors, they are causing a web, and then a person is suffering from coronary heart disease. The next theory is wheel theory. So basically, wheel theory has two components. It talks about two things. It has the contribution of genetics and it has the contribution of environmental factors. There are two factors which is mainly deals as the component of wheel theory, genetics and the environmental factors. So have you seen a wheel? Okay. So there is a hub. There is a hub. It is known as genetic core or the host. At the very center, there is a genetic core, which is the host, and it represents inherited traits of individual, For example, the family history, the age, sex, and baseline physiological susceptibility. And there is a rim, the surrounding part. There is a rim. So the rim stands for the environment. So surrounding the genetic core is the rest of the wheel, which represents environment. And the environment has three parts: the biological environment, the physical environment, and the social environment. So the biological environment, it includes living things, bacteria, viruses, vectors, animals, and food supply. The physical environment, it includes non-living things like climate, geography, air quality, water sanitation, natural disasters, and the social environment, which includes the factors like poverty, inequality, community beliefs, socio-political structures, and access to healthcare. So this is a wheel structure you can see for the wheels theory. So this is all about the theories of disease causation. So at the last, I have a question for you. Comment down the answer for this. What does the rim of the wheels theory represent? I hope you will all be able to answer this question. Thank you for the class.